What's going on, Jasper Nation? Darby here, checking in with Zachariah. I'm going to walk you through what we have been working on with the $100 million offer recipe, and kind of the first time we're going to see it in action. I haven't actually shown Zachariah this entire thing yet. I just got finished wrapping this portion of it up today. So I'm going to take a look in here, and I kind of want to build this on the fly with you, Zachariah, and just give it a real test run, put it to the test, and then we'll take the kind of feedback we get on this front and make continuous improvements and optimizations to the recipe. So as you can see here, we just finished getting the recipe set up inside of the recipe creation section. So we'll be adding a training video on top of this. What first I want to do is I want to click share, get a link for it so I can add it to our cookbook. And this is going to be where we kind of are working on the back front of a lot of the different recipes that cooking up here, and then we'll dive into it. So kitchen here, so it's going to be there in case we want to reference, and I'm saving it like that so that we can reference it back here later on. And if I want to make edits, I want to make it to the kind of the master recipe. So that's that. Let's go ahead and dive in. It's easy. I add that in, modified it inside of there, so now it actually comes out nice and organized.
Oh, wow.
If you make the recipe in here, and this for anyone that's interested in making recipes of their own, like if you write it in here and then you paste it inside of your recipe creator, it's going to like have an extra space when you get it back out. So you want to make it single spaced. Here's the recipe. As you guys are going through this recipe, notice we've got these links, and this is going to be kind of complimentary. So go and visit this site. And this will be where you can kind of walk through with Alex Ramosey's training that he puts out there, as well for free, along with the book, so you can get that. So to start this recipe, like in classic fashion, what we do is start with a content brief, and that will be what we're essentially building at as an offer here. So Zachariah, if we want to put this recipe to the test, which of our offers do you think you want to work with?
Let's do the Academy. Let's try.
Okay.
That. Yeah.
Cool. So if we're going to do the Academy, like, let's just say, like, for context, the Academy is like our mastermind, our educational resource hub with actual one-on-one coaching. So we meet weekly, and, we work with people from all steps in publishing, from just starting and writing to you've published it, you're promoting it, you're launching it, and then getting people to Amazon bestseller, to Wall Street Journal and beyond. So the Academy includes access to our entire suite of essentially what we can offer people to help them get off the ground, for a modest investment of $5,000, as opposed to paying $55,000 to a ghostwriter or, someone else, when we're just giving you everything that you can do it kind of yourself. So Zachariah, you want to kind of elaborate on that and like how we're going to approach that offer here?
So let's go into the content brief here. You want to use voice in?
So we're going to start with the what. And I'm going to click voice in, and you can take it away.
The AI Author Academy is the premier coaching program to take you from idea in your head to bestseller on Amazon.
All right, cool. So this is the what, right? So we've answered the what. Now we want to go down here and answer the where. And I might take these bullets out to give up some space as we kind of move. But for right now, just to keep us crystal clear and focused, let's go ahead and answer like the where does this concept apply?
This concept applies to business owners and entrepreneurs who want to write a book to promote their business or high ticket offers.
All right, so that's there. Now we're going to move on down to the why. Take it away.
Being a best-selling author is the number one authority piece you can have for your personal brand and business.
Who? Now we've already sort of inserted like the concept applies there, but is there a more detailed who that you want to jump into?
Yeah.
All right, go.
This program is for business owners and entrepreneurs who want to be seen as the expert in their niche and drive consistent leads and traffic to their business.
Okay, cool. So just taking note, we're at 560
Got it.
by 600. So So we're at the how of it. And so got to keep this relatively concise. Let me leave it over here right now. Let's put the how under here, and then we'll morph it in and modify the rest of the recipe.
This is a 1-year program for $5,000 one-time payment or $500 a month.
Okay, so that's the how, but we want to also include, and this is like as of right now, right? So this price is going to be arbitrary. Okay, we want to get to the point where this is what it is now, and we want to develop this offer into a grand slam. And just for anyone like watching this that we're filming it for, like this is the state of things now, and we want to really spice it up with just the facts.
Okay, so all right, so let's do this instead. We'll do a different how. This is a group coaching mastermind style 1-year program.
So instead of like 1-year program,
okay,
I'm going to jump in and say like it's mastermind style for action taking AI authors.
Cool. For action, for people who, yeah, I would say for action taking. Yeah.
Just to call out like kind of the how and who it's for again, action takers. And then we could even trim this down a little bit. So it's mastermind. And so now that we've kind of got the how in here, we're going to have to trim it up a little bit. And so at this point,
get rid of the what, where, why.
Yeah. So now what we might want to do is like take something like this and plop it on over here. And so like, I'm going to walk through this, in general, because these will change over time. But if you find ones that you really like, you can actually paste them down here and kind of select in the content brief that we want to dial in. And so the why does this matter? So we need to get like a when. So if there's like a constant time involved here. So I mean, like we have right now, it's like a 90-day window when we do like the launch organically. It's what you can do. Some people take longer though. Some people take less. So there's like a series of goals that we have inside of the program.
So let's just say 90-day idea to launch, 90-day idea to launch program.
All right, so 90 days from idea. So that's the when. Let's go ahead and delete some of these, give some more space. And again, we want to be as direct to this, and this is going to be what helps us speed through a lot of this area. All right, cool. Well, now that we've got all of this glorious content in the content brief, next step was going to be to kind of keep filling it out with the tone of voice. And then we want to add in like a title of some sorts with it. So the title is going to be the AI Author
Academy. Also, I want to touch on, guys, the content brief, the content description, we spend a lot of time on getting this right. It is I think the most important skill you can learn or master in working with Jasper, right? Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you agree, Darby, that it makes or breaks you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to skip past it, but the more detail and context you can give Jasper, the better the outputs, because it's got more to work with at the end of the day. And so we've got the title, we've got the content brief. I'm going to paste these over here as we realize that they're good and they're working, because we may modify this as we go down. So I'm just going to keep this up here, and it's going to be a lot right now, but that's fine. We just have it, AI Author Academy. This is going to be the product that you guys are doing and building your offer for. Now, the last thing I want to add in here, okay, like tone of voice. I was playing around with like Tucker Max before, because, 4-time New York Times bestselling author, Scribe Media, he's obviously knows his stuff around this. And so I was like, okay, this might be a good one to reference. Any other specific tones that come to mind for you, Zachariah?
Try Alex Hormozy.
Yeah, let's try it. Alex Hormozy. Any other, adjectives that would describe what we're kind of looking at here?
Engaging.
Maybe creative would be a good one too. So let's leave this here, and then we can always modify this, right? And if as we realize that, okay, this is working, this isn't working, we can just adjust things from there. Tone of voice. So it's here. Keywords. I mean, I don't think that's necessary right now. We're not writing content. Now that we've spent a little bit of time, right, jumping in and giving context, now it's time to basically like put this recipe to the test. Like, how can we use this recipe now with the basic bare bones of what our offer is, and start running through this? So like, again, like going into this recipe, like my assumption for you is that you've at least like read the book or listened to Alex's audiobook and have a better understanding of like where this framework is coming from. If you haven't, like just go and follow the acquisition.com, get the book as well. Like it's definitely worth it. And that's what we're basing this whole recipe on, with those kind of presumptions on your end. So definitely make sure you do that. But starting things off, we always need to know who we're talking to in the first place, right? And so what I'm going to be doing here now is literally using what we've given Jasper and using a few simple commands, using keyboard shortcuts, using Command J, or it's Control J on a PC, Command Enter, or Control Enter on a PC. I'm using a PC, so I'll be saying Control, but I might say Command because I have a Mac too. So, and the Command Shift Enter is going to be one I use primarily for running these commands to keep it so I can reference what command I had. If it's just Command Enter, it's going to run the command and make it disappear. So just keep that in mind as you're going along through this. Command / and Command Z. These are solid ones as well. I don't tend to use them quite as much as I probably could. But yeah, you can always reference these keyboard shortcuts. That's just what I'm going to be using here. And with the press of a button, it's time to start calling out who our core audience is. Interesting, right? And so it's taking this from what we gave it already, right? And so now what we're going to start finding is maybe give it a few prompts to run, try to get one where Jasper gets on a roll and answer the question. Your target audience is business owners and entrepreneurs who write a book to promote their high ticket offers.
Perfect.
Right. And so, but now like we've got this coming up, it's important. And so this is where like, oh, wow, we're running this exercise once. And like, how is Jasper going to start feeding us marketing content that can actually help us sell it while we're building out the offer? So just be aware as the prompts start to build on each other, you're going to end up with a lot of content in a relatively quick amount of time. Book idea in your head to bestseller. And it just wrote this out basically as like a quick little sales pitch, like for this offer. Like, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right. Just at the gate, like generating some quick marketing copy. But now that we know who we're talking to, right, we can insert it right here. You can do that after the fact. Target audience, business owners, entrepreneurs. That's what they want. But now we want to start calling out their present pains, right? What pain is my prospect experiencing? And because we've got the business owners and entrepreneurs over here, my bet is that Jasper is going to understand that we're still talking about these people. And so we started just paying on like, what are some of their pains, right? Health problems they can't find a partner compatible with, like not as relevant to what we're looking at writing right here. So I'm just going to give it another run. They don't know how to get started. And now here we go, right? This is a lot more online. They don't know how to get started, don't know what to write about, right? These are all pain points that are like confusion, problems, afraid of failure. And now we've got
That's so nuts.
And now we've got this concept applies. It's just repeating what the content brief says and doing that. So I'm not looking to write that type of content out right here. What I am looking for is calling out the biggest pain points that they've got and now building off of that. So what else does my offer include? I want to go ahead and add this over here and run this, this command and voila, like we're not even at the part where we're providing solutions yet, but I want you guys to get that, like, if you identify the problems, you need to come up with solutions to those problems. That's what this entire offer is about, is literally thinking of every single problem that your prospect could possibly have and then solving it for them.
Come up with why is my offer the best solution?
Yeah, it did. And so, yeah, good. Yeah, way to point that out. Like this here is Jasper recognizing that we're building an offer, right? It knows that this is the case, and I could probably change the name of this and that might actually help it a little bit, but like now it's on a roll. Like, why would I stop doing this right now when like we do this exercise once and you could use this content for years as long as you're selling your offer and doing it. So be as specific as possible, solutions, best-selling book, one-on-one. And so it's literally finding solutions to the problems that we've got above. And we're literally just getting started with this thing. Like, you're going to have a lot of marketing copy that's going to speak directly to all the different pain points that you're developing here. And, you know, it's giving us ideas for what we can cost. And so, and like, this is great. I might include it in this series of steps now that I'm going to go back and keep things going, or may not. Like, you guys will naturally get these, you guys will naturally get this type of copy based on this, the way that this is structured right now. Make sure that you're giving it the chance to give you enough outputs to find these ones that are on a roll, right? And this is a big one too, as we get down here, is like, what does your prospect want, right? And again, we're thinking about like, what pain are they in, but like, what do they really want? This is going to trickle down to our dream, like, what do we really desire? and pulling that out. And so a lot of this is going to be reusable content. They want to be confident, launch the book with ease and confidence, proud, shaking. Like, this is nuts. Right.
Wow. Wow. I mean, this is exactly it. This is exactly our customer, exactly their pain points, and exactly what their desires, right?
Again, the first time, like, you guys really need to dig in with this recipe and dedicate a couple hours to like going through it, maybe not just in one sitting. And now we're getting prompts. What does my prospect fear? Right. And so, again, there's no reason to try and get bogged down in editing this as we're going on this first round. But when you see stuff that's not relevant to you, delete it. But if stuff is coming up relevant here, I might recommend, this is what I was doing earlier. And I'm going to stop it here in terms of what do they think, because we've gotten plenty enough from that one prompt. Dabble is a really cool tool that we're using to build out our next products or next books as we launch them. But I realize is that inside of using Dabble, you can set up different scenes. And so I'm actually, as I was building this recipe, I was just setting up different problem solution transformations in the different prompts that I was kind of getting here, because you're going to generate a lot of content inside of this offer. And then at first, you're going to generate a lot of content, and then you're going to work on trimming down that content as we kind of get through here. And so you could definitely take a few stabs at this recipe and keep building on top of it. And then as you're getting really solid content, make sure you're saving it and organizing it. And there's other solutions as well out there. So I'm not pushing only Dabble, but I find it convenient for what we're doing. So again, we just listed out their pain points. What do they fear? All of the stuff that we're going to be hitting on and solving with our problem, with our offer. But now we need to just answer these questions, right? So does my prospect have purchasing power? Like, do they? Well, we're targeting people that are already existing business owners that have proven high ticket offers. So, they're looking for ways to write a book to sell more of those offers. Clearly, they're the type of people that are going to be willing to invest in their business if they understand the power of a book. And so, yes, I would say if they didn't, then I would focus on a different offer, which is like what Alex Hormozi says, is like, there's no point in targeting someone who just can't afford to work with you, right? So just find the people that have the purchasing power, and then, just brainstorming with Jasper, like, hey, what kind of purchasing power do they have? Like, it's a pretty simple question. Just like, these are validation check boxes, right? That you need to think through, like, hey, how easy is my prospect to target? Let's see here. Is my prospect easy to target? How will I reach them with my message? Good question, right? Prospect is easy to target. Thanks for telling me that, Jasper. What I'm trying to do is get it to where, it's not just repeating the content brief. How easily might I do? So I might just go right here and easy to target. And another one, I might say 90-day group. So it's asking a little too much right here. What I want to do now, and I might, this is all like on the first round of us really going through this. I'll say, like, where does my, prospect hang out online? Then this is a good prompt, right? When you're thinking about how are we talking to Jasper in the first place, is ask a question. Like, where do these people hang out online? Blog, social profile. I mean, you should know this too, so add your stuff. But does your prospect hang out in like certain type of Facebook groups? If they are Facebook groups, like what kind of Facebook groups? If you've gone through the 4 core worksheet exercises, your customer avatar worksheet there have all like the blogs, the gurus they listen to, what conferences do they attend, that sort of thing. Copy and paste that into here, and that's where you want to be with your prospect and meet them where they're at. And so, yeah, I mean, like we have a pretty good idea of where ours is at. We could spend some more time, there, again, is the market growing? Again, you should, do your research going into this. Like, yes, the market is growing, and Jasper's going to do what Jasper does best, which is sell. So it's kind of diverting. But see, here it recognizes we're in the publishing industry, right? And so, maybe there's some stats that I want to bring up that, say like, is this really a true stat right here? Right. And this might be a good, again, doing your research from, Zachariah publishing, over 100,000 titles at the book patch and only growing. Right. I think, just, yes, this is a growing market. It's not dead and dying. Just more of answering a matter of fact question here. But yeah. So, I mean,
this is where it comes being the expert in your industry and actually being the expert on what we're talking about, on what you're talking about and writing about, comes into play.
Exactly. And so, again, some more answers there. But what we really want to do, especially like when we're niching down, and you hear Hormozi talk about this in $100 million offers, it's right. Cool. There's three main examples here, right? Three primary markets: health, wealth, and relationships. We want to niche down 3 to 4 levels. That's what Alex recommends. And so we want to kind of brainstorm with Jasper, like, okay, if we are going to in the wealth market, right? Because we're coming into this, we're in this to grow our businesses. We're entrepreneurs. We're building stuff. So we'll say that we're going to be in the health market in the publishing niche, right? So like that is, a subsection of this market. Use Author Academy for context and brainstorm ideas to go deeper. Now like personal finance writing, this could include tips. So like now I'm like getting creative with Jasper and like, what are some like angles that I could take this to? We could focus on like business finance writing and serve people in that space, right? So this is an interesting angle, right? If we were to, like an example would be like niching down with, financial advisors, for example, right? Or some other subsections. Give me some example of some industries that we've worked with inside of the Academy so far.
Yeah, so let's just change it to give an example of niching down in the financial advising market.
Oh, well, wealth. But I want to do wealth, and I want to do this as well, like for the niche specifically. So check this out, right? For example, personal finance, specialize in debt management or investing.
And get another example, say real estate, above for the real estate niche. And there's a space. You need to put a space at the beginning. There you go.
Yeah. So like this is how for our offer could apply to real estate. We could write a book that would just focus on real estate investing, buying or selling, right? And within that, look at that. We could do investing in property development and luxury real estate investing and property development.
Yeah. So you're just changing the niche, right? So let's say, for example, we wanted to go into health market, right? And
yeah, so let's do that. Right. Let's do like the health market or let's say self-publishing niche inside of the health market.
Or diet and exercise, 1, 2.
Self-publishing for health professionals. This could include topics for how to market self-published practice, how to create book launch. Yeah, I mean, like we could partner with health professionals, right? As like a vertical right inside of here. And you have like a separate offer, like I guess like way of like serving a specific market in health, wealth, and relationships. It's gonna be a great way to know that you can scale up your offer in different verticals rather than being so siloed to just one, right? How does your offer serve some of these different people? And then you could reverse engineer how to find them, right? But if we're thinking about just one person, say we're doing like financial advice or real estate or any of those number of things, and we're good. Now it's time to figure out what's the price of your product actually worth. And so offer pricing, this is such a critical component of this training and this recipe. So watch this video at acquisition.com. And at the end of the day, you need to charge more because higher price really does kind of lead to higher value and what people equate to it. It also gets people better results because they're more committed. Really putting emphasis on what your product's worth. Jasper's not going to really feel the same way emotionally about your product and what it's worth. It's not going to understand necessarily all the intricacies of it. And so like, these are again, commands for you to answer, right? What's your product worth to like your ideal type of customer? Ours, like, how do you put a price tag on, the authority that you can gain from being a published author? Well, some might argue you can't put a price tag on it, but what if we're going to actually put a price on it? In this case, say we've been, current price for enrollment in the Academy is $5,000, right? If that's the case, we can build on that. Our goal is to create such a killer offer on top of the Academy for implementing this at the highest level. What does the next level up from us look like? And how do we even like enhance our offer so much that it just delivers that much? So I want to make the jump from $5,000 to $10,000, right? Going through this as the exercise, and how can we back that up with support to actually get people results along the way, crystal clear in terms of like our messaging, right? So that, we can literally brainstorm and think of like, there's going to be stuff that we go through in here that I've never thought about before, right? Just because that we're brainstorming with Jasper, bringing a little bit different perspective to stuff like this. how valuable. And so it's kind of $9.97 being a best-selling author, one of the number one assets.
Where did it come up with $9.97 from?
No, it just made it up, right? It just made it up.
Yeah.
But maybe like that Jasper just telling you like how valuable is my product, right? Like how do I deliver? What is the value of your product or service? And so I just, again, brainstorming here, right? Like the value is that you have a support group visible in your niche, right? Again, just kind of just brainstorming this marketing copy. It's unparalleled. So yeah, I love the fancy footwork or wordsmith Jasper is. Coaching feedback from top professionals. So now I'm getting kind of ideas of like, this could be like ways that we word some of our marketing copy on the website to like illustrate that this is the value in it. And this is true because we bring in people like Matthew Thrush and, best-selling ghostwriters and, authors, marketers, all of that. Again, with all your research, are you priced too low? Just right? Should you be charging more? Could you? I bet you could. So, go get them right here. And then now we're going to really start getting into the meat of things with like the value equation. And so this is, I can't remember what page it is inside of Alex's book, but it's like a 120-second exercise. Think of your offer, write it down. How many different ways can it be used? And I put number here. So you guys will put a number that you want to like list it out. Maybe you want 5, maybe you want 10. Sometimes I just put arbitrary numbers like 17 just to get Jasper to like go on a longer roll than like 3, which sometimes it'll do that. So let's just say like different ways your offer could be done. Let's do 50 ways that you can possibly think of. I'm going to run this command and I'm just trying to think of how many ways different offer to provide value. No. So again, this is AI. It's a robot. We're like trying to manipulate it to give us the proper outputs here. And so now it's on a roll. Sometimes it puts out stuff that doesn't make sense. Sometimes it puts out this, and this is what we're looking for, right? How many ways could our offer be used? Yeah, sure, we can create a book, but we're also going to teach you how to do this. This is also all things that we could be used in validating our offer. Like, give yourself 2 minutes of getting on a roll with Jasper.
Wow. Yeah.
Right. And so like, that's a lot. Like I can just keep going back and continuing, leverage your new status as an offer to get a consulting gig, host webinars, and like literally every possible way. Like how long would it take us to put our heads together to brainstorm stuff like this and actually type it out in such an organized, send out newsletters? This is all marketing ideas for ways that we could promote. How can you use your book, right? Again, you don't have to work inside the academy to have a book. We're just, this is just our access point for coaching here. Like anyone that's gone through the 7-day book challenge and is using Jasper to write a book, following our templates that are included with your Jasper subscription can like do this, right? And like you could use Jasper for so many things, right? Once you have the book, like how are you going to be leveraging that book, right? Is kind of the big question. And that's where this is like, we just got tons of possibilities. Like if you want more possibilities, like keep listing ways I can use my offer to provide value. And then, just keep running with Jasper. 51. Like, let's keep it going, right? We could write a blog post out of this now. It's like, here's 101 ways that you can use your book to grow your business. Incentives to write reviews, pay advertising. Like how, and if we can, help people with like accomplish a lot of these, right? And what we're going to go when we continue down through this recipe, I'm just going to push it a little bit more and actually going to bump the output level up. Keep clicking continue.
I got to take off in about a few minutes here.
Cool. Well, we can kind of wrap up things right now for like phase 1 of this, but like, this is like pretty nuts. Like with, just brainstorming through the brick exercise, like let's get those creative juices flowing. Like what are some collaboration efforts you can use?
Right.
Not everything in here is going to be like incentive book.
I think, and then it's like, how do we get them through this? And then how do we have them tidy it up too?
Right.
To actually like get the result, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is I think the most important thing, right? It's like,
yeah. And so like
we should create a 1-pager worksheet that's like the ideas that they have, the title of their offer, the subtitle, what they're providing, like the keywords, like those certain, like they're basically once they get all the ideas, then they go tighten it up and they paste their ideas there, right?
Oh, like a one-pager worksheet where you take the outputs from these ideas and then paste them in there. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, we'll call it your $100 million offer or whatever, Grand Slam $100 million offer.
Yeah.
And then boom, it's like, okay, here is my offer. I came up with it. Right.
Yeah.
So they have a finished thing. I think that'll be a nice little tidy way to
no, yeah, absolutely. And so, yeah, you guys going through this right now, if that's not a thing just yet, let us know how that works for you if you're testing it out alongside this video. Or otherwise, I know you got to bounce here in just a second, Zachariah. I just want to kind of like lead into like as like the second phase of this exercise is like we've set the table, we've brainstormed, we're pretty clear on what we're doing in the content brief. Like running through this is like you can make this part of Breeze too, right? We need to list out the benefits and we need to maximize those benefits, right? And so like listing out the top 5 benefits, like that's clutch. More leads, richer customer experience, boosting productivity, greater brand visibility, increased sales, right? Those are all like dream outcomes that like people are going to be experiencing through the benefits of this.
Let's run it again.
Yeah, let's run it again. Increased traffic, leads, expert status, right? Like, what does somebody want? Like shredded abs in 6 weeks, right? Like if that's a dream outcome, if you're doing something that's going to help you in that regard, right? And so like, again, brainstorming there. And then in the next series of this recipe, yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of like piecing in the rest of this, what we've got going on here. And so it's going to be just going deeper and deeper and deeper into those desires and things that they've got there. We're going to continue listing out all the problems that people have, and we're going to work with Jasper to find the solutions of these problems. And so, there's a way to work around and copy and pasting here. You can get pretty efficient with it once you kind of understand the pattern of it. And so I'll be kind of walking through how I would approach it, but I'm sure, you'll find maybe some workflows that work for you as well as we get better at harnessing this recipe. Delivery is something to just keep thinking through, along this whole line, like how are you actually going to deliver this content the way you want? Convenience, speed, brainstorming, this is good. How would I charge 10x or 1/10 the price? And then once we've done all that, we really want to go back through trim, stack, and like create the actual components that are going to be high value and essentially like low cost, so that to keep our margins up and so we can provide a premium service. And then just enhancing the offer with scarcity, enhancing it with urgency, enhancing it with bonuses, and enhancing it again with the value equation with different guarantees. And I'll lock all that together. You got all the guarantees and ideas that we've got here.
Yeah.
Cool. And then basically we sign off with the magic headline formula. Kind of continuing down, what we've done is essentially wrote the brick exercise, listed out every single problem that we've got or potential use case and adding value with our product. Right now, we just did 100 of them because we were on a roll and Jasper's giving us tons of ideas. But now we're going to keep going deeper into this recipe and building out the value equation, which is dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement divided by time delay times effort and sacrifice, right? So we want to maximize the top row and then we want to minimize the bottom row. This is the formula Alex has in his book. Highly recommend you watch this training as well, complementary to this recipe. So from here on down, you're going to go ahead and run this command and it's going to spit out these different, traffic, leads, expert, status, best-selling author, more revenue. And so we want to really like hone in on like, all right, what are like the top 5 benefits of this, right? So just running this command here, then spitting out those benefits, better rankings, increased web traffic, right? What are they directly going to get? Like increased X, big benefit, dream outcome, right? Expert status, best-selling offer, more leads, more traffic, more revenue. Awesome, right? That's what we're looking for here. And then we can ask it a few more questions. Why is this a problem we're solving? Again, run this command and, getting some more just kind of like direct feedback from Jasper, like, hey, summarizing basically what we said above. And how is this going to help it, right? Again, more fodder for the marketing material that we've got here. Now, again, next step is going to be maximizing value. And so you can use this Greta creative story about how my product helped someone, just throwing this in as an example. You could also, take customer testimonials, client testimonials, social proof, this, thanks to the AI Author Academy, I basically just wrote myself a case study, right? And then, but just summarize, get some people on here. You're going to want to have social proof of your results. And so we would take our 7-day challenge testimonials, people that are members of the Academy and Big Ticket Book Machine, and then add those in and factor those in here, right? So Jasper can get creative with it, and we may end up moving that section out into a more robust write a case study with Jasper. So if y'all would like that one, then let me know. Make sure this is faster and show progress. Right. And so this is a good command for just like, all right, how do we minimize the time delay? What are some ways that we can speed this up, shorter time? Giving us some ideas, additionally, tools such as AI, another way to make it faster, setting a goal, deadline for yourself, finally make progress measured in many ways. So, giving ideas about what are some ways that we can keep this thing accelerating or minimizing, I guess, the time delay here. Let me see that here. All right, we'll go back, make sure we're recording. It's easier, seamless, right? We want to make it easy for our prospects, right? And so what are some ways, again, brainstorming with Jasper, coaching mastermind, support, feedback, entrepreneurs, process seamless and more convenient. You don't have to go writing alone. Another way to make the process becoming easier. Okay, so helping with editing the book, right? Again, so kind of brainstorming ideas like with this, contact us today, and just going to kind of cap it off with some marketing content, right? And so come back through here after, trim things down. But that's setting the table for now really where we're going to be coming out with like diving deep into like really defining those dream outcomes too, right? And just really getting crystal clear on like all the things that like these people really want. I'm saying kind of in general terms, right? How do they want to be seen, perceived? What's the ideal dream outcome, right? We talked about the top benefits, right? But how will they, how else will they be seen inside of this? Being featured, it's a good way, like, hey, they want to be known for their knowledge and help others achieve their dreams. So it's a good example of just getting the creative juices flowing, right? With these type of things. You can also call it the internal desires and the external desires. What do people want on the inside? They truly desire there, as well as kind of for the external desires, which is somewhere right over here. Yeah, there it is. External desires, right? Again, running some of these commands and then just getting that as like, just understanding your prospects deeper, right? And like just like getting it on paper and getting it to where you can see it and modify it and then apply it to this $100 million offer framework. And here we go again, Jasper doing Jasper things, selling me stuff. Again, so lots of content here to break down and chip away at. So now that that's done, we got the dream outcome. You want to come down here and see like, cool, we're running these list of problems. I've ran this just before here. I didn't realize I wasn't recording, so I'm doing it again right now. But if we have it set up in this framework where it's like, cool, like problem 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, list out all the problems that people could have, right? This, I don't know what we're talking about, painting, but we're not talking about painting no more. Let me see, medium output. Just want to double check that that's where we're at. List out every possible problem. Yeah, so again, we might need to run these a few times to get on a roll, but this isn't just Jasper again, right? If you know your problem 1, people don't know how to get started, get stuck, don't have enough time. See, like we're generating now more of along the line this flow, sidetracked, never finished. Now we've got some good, they think they need to have everything to get started. So let's just say we're taking these top 10, right? So this is where we're at right here. That's some other copy that we had generated. Jasper actually asked itself this, listing out all these problems. It started doing what people feel like with these problems. What do these problems result in? Not writing a book. So I think I might actually add these commands in as well, so that you can tack into these too, in case they don't have Jasper, because like, what are these costing you all this, right? So now that we've got the problems, it actually prompted this to position your offer as the solution for the problem. So this was Jasper commented that himself. So now step 3 is that solutions list, right? So list out all the problems above and provide a solution for that problem. So what I want to do here, as you guys are using this recipe, go up here You can paste this down, because if you mess these up, it might turn into bullet points. People think they need this. So again, like double check, confirm, make sure that these are actually like problems that people like are working with. But I mean, these are stuff that we hear all the time, right? With people not finishing books, no matter how close they may be. So copy and paste that down here over this text, right? Problem solution. So now that we've got this, I want to list out all the problems above and provide a solution for that problem. So run this command. People don't know where to start. The AI Author Academy, process writing a book, group coaching, overcome this obstacle. And so now we're basically like, here's the solution, what we've offered, helps you come up with ideas for your book, right? Or objection handling here and answering all the problems. People get sidetracked, people are afraid, people don't think, everything else they're at here. I'm just Control J right now, guys. So that's all here, the solutions. So now we have the AI Author Academy provides that. So these are all problem solution wording. So now that I've got this, I'm going to go ahead and take like reference step 4 below. So now we're going to see, now that we've got this step 4 below, we want to reference the delivery cube here. And so let's just say write a creative name for the product that solves this problem. So be creative. So if copy and paste below, once you lifted out solutions. So now I want to come back up here. So, and now let's do this. What is it? And so what you're going to want to do is put the blinders on above and below and rock and roll. So what are creative names for this product solution? And like help you with starting the process of writing your book. You know, name of product, what is the bundle thing here, best-selling author, solution, you know, right? So be creative. You want to see where Jasper can go with copycat, original, interesting. Help you with process of starting a book, anti-plagiarism software. So I think this is a little bit plagiarism scanner, remove any plagiarism, very plagiarism heavy here. So let's go. So be creative. Privacy. We don't need that. Let me see here. I want to see what maybe we might get here. If we scroll down a bit, let's go down, because again, it's like you want to make sure people getting stuck, group coaching masterminds. I want to just add these in as like, what would we call this product? And cool, that would be like right here, 90-day. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Let's do this. Solutions, the time bender. Interesting. So like, this is where like we want to get kind of creative with Jasper, is like the time bender, AI writing time bender checklist. You know, get more done in your book in 7 days in a week, the time ninja stack, right? Like, and so like start to interact with the tool here, give ideas like don't have enough time. They provide, it's a time management thing. So like time bandit, Jasper, the time bandit, right? Like write your stuff lightning fast or something like that. To time savers bundle. See, like now just give it a few more runs here for procrastination solution bundle. So then you want to just take this same sort of prompt, modify it if you need to, just kind of based on the content you're writing out, and you don't know what to want to write about. The AI Author Academy provides a solution for that. Let's go and like, you know, you would just go and keep running these through here to generate names for the bestseller, you know, drive traffic and leads. So these are ideas. Be creative, right? The right brainstorming, the idea factory, right? And so this is like a recipe. I'm like, oh yeah, if you have ideas for your book, we could use the idea factory recipe, of course, as something like that. And I think Dave Rogan Moser came up with that recipe. So you see how that kind of works, where you're taking that same command and going back up. Now, when this command was used, now you've got the ability to go and like modify with like the group delivery mechanism, right? Like now, if I know that this is going to be a the name of this bundle, right? And I like the name of it, provide a, like, let's just say one-on-one solution for a bundle like this, the right brainstorming bundle. So it's like, let's just say I wanted to do this as a one-on-one coaching delivery solution, like from the thing above. If I wanted to write for the here, one problem above, I could offer a 1 month program. Right. So that's like one-on-one solution for something like this. But if we say one to many, right, let's see if that, gives people a little bit different masterminds, exchange, right? And so delivery sessions, coach can provide feedback, answers, overcoming challenges. So, you see like, this is just a good way to, again, brainstorm what are all these different solution mechanisms here. And so below this, I've detailed out each of the effort levels. And so if you want, provide a done with you solution, done for you, support levels, provide a chat delivery solution, what could I offer, right? And that might say like email, SMS, all that stuff. And so, we kind of just like rinse and repeat with like just brainstorming for this offer. And you could even just leave these here, honestly, and just like run through them and test them out. But I would recommend going and pasting them up above, as well as running them down here. Reliable, durable. And then this is a good exercise. He goes to stretch yourself 10x. What would you do? 10x your current amount. Comprehensive, 90-day content, takes you brainstorming to launching a book on Amazon, expert feedback, right? And so it's like, what would this look like as like such a higher level of a program? Everything you to do that, and then again, like 1/10, right? Like you stretch your imagination here too, but more value, current price, it's going to kind of say the same thing if it's referencing too much. And so put those blinders on, run it again. And, my car doesn't do that. It wouldn't be sustainable. So like, think about like, what would you need to do to provide this value like here? And, again, stretching yourself, using Jasper to kind of banter off with here and using these prompts. But now problem solution section above. Yeah. So this is basically these commands. If you want to come back down here and grab them, you can use those up. But now that was kind of like the big, heavy front load of the offer. We want to trim and stack now. So now you've got all the potential solutions. Really, the meat and potatoes is at the core of it. We really want to cut and trim stuff down. And so just use this section to really like determine from all of these things above that we've gone through, what is, and going and referencing Hormozi's training here in book, is like, what is the high value, meaningful, fast, but low cost, right? And so basically what we want to do here, solutions lists, remove all the items that are not not there. And so you want to come up here, find the solutions list, right? Let's go back up, people here, product overcome, solution. Let me see what that is. Oh yeah, list out problems, what creative numbers. So you would just take, again, like these solutions that we've already come up with, come back down here, take all the solutions, organize them out. And again, like, it's going to take some time to do this as we're going through. We don't need to do this just full training in real time. It's long enough as it is. But really when you're working with this book, having this on the side there, high value, low. And so if we're pasting our solutions list down here, how can we do this? Like, what are the actual solutions in this that we're providing here from the like the one-on-one, one-to-many templates, tools, things of that nature. And so you want to look at your business and your margins and say, like, how can you actually like deliver on these, right? Like what is the things that are going to have the highest value and the lowest cost, and if you are just getting started out, you need some initial case studies, then, it may make sense for you to take, you might need to have some things that are cost a little bit to still deliver a high value to make sure you can like get the deal done. And then as you grow with your templates and your more highly leveraged assets like spreadsheets, worksheets, things like that, be good to go. And then we just kind of roll down here to the enhancing the offer aspect of it. So what kind of scarcity do you want to do when you're doing this? Only X per class, X per week. Again, just kind of brainstorming with Jasper here. Like, what are we only accepting the first clients? Let's do the Author Academy based on the examples above. Again, brainstorming. Yeah, we could just like really just kind of say like, what do you want to do? Like just add some scarcity here and just make it real. And that's the thing. It's like only accepting 10 new people this month for a challenge would be one. And just get creative with how you want to deliver it and how you want to add in urgency. What in the urgency section here is like cohort based, which is often what we do at the AI authors. We'll work with groups at a time. We only take a minimal amount of people to keep it small and keep it high touch for those individuals. And then you have like pricing bonus based urgency. These bonuses go away if you don't buy. That's it. Let me see. There. Based on the examples, let me see what it says here. And again, like it's content page. Okay, so here's like some good one. Like here's our spring is right around the corner. Sign up, and then you can use like holidays all the time for something like this. Early bird. Cool. Then moving on down to the offer-based urgency. And so this is the bonuses. This is the big part where like we've already named a bunch of bonuses, we've named a lot of stuff that we can have with those bonuses and those product bundles. So use bonuses, tell prospects all of this. Friendly reminder about the value equation right here, but adding in those bonuses is really critical. Command below each one, list of bonuses based on this core offer and how they should be created from the content above. So I think with this one, I think paste the command below. What did I do earlier that made this work? I think I might have actually just had this. So let's say these are like 5 bonuses, right? Market your book, give this bonus a special name. And so let me do this. And then let's run it. Bonus bundle plus. And so it's just going to start writing out like the bonus bundle name, how to write a book using AI to get more leads, how to market your book for maximum visibility. So these are all bonuses that we could make, special name. See like right here, fast action bonus. So you don't want to do that again. It's going to start repeating itself. So stop it when it's doing that. Come on down here, fast action bonus. So like course valued. Let me do this. Give the book here. I'm going to put it on. And I'm doing this because I want to put the blinders on and just have it focus in right here. The bonus special title. No. Just go ahead and delete that. 90 days to a best-selling book launch on Amazon. All right. Bonus a special name. Get creative here. Be creative, Jasper. Yeah, so we kind of get the idea with this bonus, how to write a book in 90 days or less. And then if we wanted to take, say, that command again, go on down, let's see where we're at, AI, how to get more leads and traffic from your book. Let's see, bonus, how to get more leads and traffic from your book. Be creative. Maybe we give this a creative name, write your best-selling book academy. Doing that, it's giving like all these different ideas for the bonus. See like something like that, like the instant authority bonus, right? So like that's one that I would find like the instant authority bonus. Once you find one that hits and you're like, okay, that makes sense. Let me like write a bonus around that. We just come back up here, insert bonus, and this could be like PR bundle, right? Let's get creative with it. And then you just fill that section up with all the bonuses And now that you got all your bonuses listed out, obviously you want to like write a creative name for your product. So if it's the AI Author Academy, how to write a best-selling book using AI, you could ask it to improve some of the naming of your product as well, but we'll get to that a little bit as well down here. Acquisitions, guarantees. So these are just some good ideas of some guarantees that you could mix in, right? Based on the book, unconditional guarantee, no questions asked, like it's all good. So you could give it some examples here if you want to run the command, see what we're looking at. Happy with your course, we'll give you a refund, no questions asked. Pretty simple. Now down here, you want to match guarantees with activation points in your program. Those are the terms. So what someone actually has to do to be successful, and give those in as like guarantees. So, if you want to choose one of these guarantees, list of ideas for the guarantees, really the ideas are right up here. And so like, credit-based, think about your program. And then I would just ask Jasper, like, what is an example like, or maybe you say like, hey, this credit, if you don't like it, it applies and rolls into other things if you're doing like a mastermind like that. Let's do this one right here. And we're coming up on the end of it too. And so we're generating tons of content. Anti-guarantee, if you're not prepared to do the work, this is not the right program for you. It's up to you in this kind of case. Implied, this is another one, right? So implied performance, right? And so only pay X per sale, X per show. Performance based, if your business is built like this, then this might be a good guarantee to have in. It really kind of paints the future more like for partnerships and long-term growth. Example of revenue share based. So really this is, you can ask Jasper for examples, but these are really just solid, like this one, revenue share based, like we'll work with you until you get X result. That's one. We'll work with you on a percentage of basis. Gross profits from sales of the book. So this is a good example here. Author to promote the book as much as possible to earn a larger commission. And then what you want to do is basically like stack these options. You care to be happy with your purchase or refund your money. Let me do this here. And so, yeah, you can pick two of these guarantees in the same and do that. So, you'd want to open up these blinders so that Jasper could see the guarantees that you want. Like long timeline, this is an example. Short, you're guaranteed to be happy with your purchase or refund your money. Long term, you're guaranteed like all the way. So that's good there. And then, again, in naming your bonus number one, we've already done a lot. Like you've already brainstormed a lot of these bonuses. So now really like, how are we going to like name the product? The AI Author Academy, name of the product. Transform, reach your publishing goals faster than ever. So reach your like one might say like premier coaching, right? Selling book, entrepreneurs. Let me do this. So instead of that one here, let's go back down here, write a series of creative headlines for this product, add sizzle. Jasper, your path to writing success, one-stop solution for book publishing. So reach your publishing goals faster than ever, transform your ideas into best-selling books. So these are all good examples of, headlines that we could end up testing the perfect solution for entrepreneurs who want to write a best-selling book. Brainstorm these, obviously add in your bonuses as well from the top. So let's say an elite coaching program. So let's just say like the AI Author Academy, right? Let's say this is like the name of our program or something along those lines. We would just go ahead and insert that up here. Name your product, the perfect solution for entrepreneurs who want to write a best-selling book. Intelligence. Boom. Add in the bonus names that you have up here. You can also, just go and run these same type of commands under each of like the problem solutions. And then there you have it. It's just a matter of trimming things down, cutting the fat, and just focusing on the highest value, lowest cost deliverables on your end, so you can provide more value, increase your margin, and make more money from your offer. So I'm going to wrap things up here with that, and we'll be kind of releasing out additional trainings on this as the feedback rolls in. So until next time, cheers, y'all.